lecture, a good speech on ethical speaker. We talked about plagiarism, different kinds of plagiarism that might affect who you are, the identity of you as a speaker. You need to come with the accurate information and you need to quote, to use citation properly, to say who said that and where you found the information with the page number. Good. Chapter 3, we talked about giving the first speech, how to prepare, how to organize, how to deliver, how to be careful about CDC. What do I mean by CDC? Content, delivery, and connection. The 3 different mechanisms and factors in the speech. The next one is about selecting a topic. We had about 3 different sessions focusing on this chapter, because it was important. Because when we are trying to find a topic, it cannot be very general and broad. We have to narrow it down. Do you remember I dropped triangle of trying to find a general idea and then limit it, narrow it down to come to a more focused topic. You remember that? I said one student said, I want to talk about Chinese history. And oh my goodness, Chinese history is such a broad and general topic. We need to say which period exactly and what aspect of that period you want to talk about, because you have only 3 minutes, right? It should be focused. Next one is analyzing the audience. Wow. This part is about psychology. It's about demographic traits of the audience. I have to know who I'm going to talk to, who I am addressing, and what I am going to tell them. What are they going to gain and earn after their speech? So I should know about gender, age, cultural background, about nation, nationality. I need to know about their experiences. And I have to know, do they know about this topic? Do they like it? I need to know about their interests, about the level of knowledge, about their attitudes toward the topic, toward the speaker, toward the occasion. Maybe they don't like the occasion of graduation. So these information about the audience help me to prepare my topic and my speech effectively and to present it more effectively, because this knowledge is very much appropriate to know and important. And remember that we need to adapt ourselves to the audience before the speech, during the speech, and after the speech. Even after the speech, the speech is completed and finished, I need to check whether they were learning, they liked it, what are the flaws, the deficiencies, how can I improve it better for the future circumstances. And chapter 6, the last one we discussed during this month, where what was it? Supporting your idea. How? Through examples, through statistics, and through testimony. And if we are using online information, how to evaluate it? Through a sponsorship, authorship, and recency of the information. Thank you so much. So we can use examples. And how many kinds of examples do we have?
3.
Yes, what are they? Brief examples, like for example, junk food, and we bring examples like some chips, some snacks, candies, chocolates, and so. Or it can be extended examples, like when we are trying to tell a story, bringing some narratives in order to make the audience feel how it could be so, or how we can support our information much better. With some details, vivid details, this would add to credibility, to connection. So we are using examples for clarification, better clarification. We are using examples for better relevance, because they might say, so what? You are giving us this information, why? They can relate and get connected with the information and the speech better. And then the next one would be hypothetical example. What do I mean by that? I mean when we are asking them to imagine some certain situations and circumstances. For example, the next one would be statistics. What do I mean by statistics? I mean numeric data. I mean numbers, figures. Remember that numbers are persuading. When you are trying to use information, including numbers, it's going to be more convincing. Next one is testimony. What is testimony in Chinese language? Using quotations, using statements from other people. We have different types of testimony. We have peer testimony, we have expert testimony, and why do we use that? Enhance credibility, offer professional insights, and support arguments. Good. Peer testimony is first-hand experience from an ordinary person. Not like that, that you say, okay, I say, who said that? You say, my mother, my little sister, a guitarist who has paralyzed legs on a wheelchair once said that people even don't look at him and ignore him. Why? Because of his crippled legs. He said that people treat him as if crippled legs mean crippled mind, and they treat him as a thing. This is not expert testimony. This is a quotation statement by somebody, but this is a first-hand experience. It is powerful and it has emotional perspective. That's why people would listen to us better. And identifying the source are important because the authorship, censorship, and also recency matters. What do I mean by that? I mean when we are finding information online, who said that? Who posted? Who is the author? Who is the sponsor? Who is sponsoring CNN? So we have to check authorship, sponsorship, and recency. So this way, we are trying to be accurate, checking authorship, sponsorship, and recency. This is what we were exploring in the book. Thank you. The title of this book, The Art of Public Speaking, by Dr. Stephen E. Lucas. What a great book. We were trying to focus on different chapters, 6 chapters. The first one, speaking in public. We were talking about the history, about the tradition of public speaking, right? And then we were talking about intercultural communicative competence, which is important. We talked about critical reading, how to be a critical listener, how to read critically, check whether it is true or not. Next one is public speaking and conversation, the differences, the similarities between these two. And the final one, we had it in the exam, was the speech communication process. And the 7 elements. What are they? The speaker, the listener, the message, channel, situation, frame of reference. I told you about the sum of the information, experiences, culture, fears, dreams, trauma, panics, everything, the abilities that both of them, both speaker and listener have might be different. That might cause misunderstanding. So we have to be careful about this and also interference. Speaking confidently and ethically. We talked about nervousness. We said that it is normal, it is common, it's everywhere. And we talked about the ways that we can deal with nervousness. Do you remember? We talked about ethical speaker, and these 2 good students, the assistant, they came and they gave a good lecture.